but we get to speak about one of the most exciting, important things in business is security. And security is important, might not be exciting. It's not the cherry on top, but it's one of the most important things because you have to make sure that you yourself as a business owner and your customers are taken care of. And so we're here on this Veterans Day talking about security, celebrating our country, our security, our freedom. And we're going to do the exact same thing here, talking about 1QR. So it's fun to sit down and talk about some things, most all things. This one will make fun. So we're going to be talking about the security of QR codes and how important it is, especially with the implementation of so many QR codes out there in the marketplace. We just want to make sure that you as a scanner are keeping yourself safe. And by implementing QR codes into your own marketing, getting information out there about what you do, what you have to offer, you want to make sure that your platform's secure as well. So we're joined today by myself, Guy Toole. I am the founder of 1QR, and Kathy Inman, who is sort of the one that keeps us sane over here. She is our executive vice president. So thanks, Kathy. This should be fairly quick for everyone, but there's a lot of information here that we want to make sure that everyone can either write down or remember, or hey, just try 1QR and feel secure.
Right. I don't know about sane, but I try to keep everybody entertained at least.
Absolutely. So
I mean, I
QR
think we get
codes.
this question all the time though, right? I mean, I do at least when I'm out talking to people is how do I know that what I'm telling people to scan is where they're going to go where I, expect them to go.
Yeah. We've seen this technology in play for many years, and it
Hmm.
was probably reintroduced to majority people scanning when COVID came about in 2020. It was a resurgence of this type of technology. And there were a lot of bad actors out there, and there continue to be a lot of bad actors that use QR codes, do some malicious things. And this is where we just want to make sure that people understand the intent of our platform and what you should be thinking about when implementing a QR code. It's really the quickest way for someone to get information. For a long time, that information was web-based, and that was it. What happens if something on the web page changes? Your business isn't going to be consumed in the way that you thought it could be. So, Kathy, there's a couple different kinds of QR codes out
Hmm.
there. And I believe most people are most accustomed to scanning and using something that's called a static QR code. And if you read here, um, they're not, they're powerful in the intent, but a little bit clunky with what can be done with them. They're
Well, and
used
frustrating, right?
frustrating.
Yeah.
We share things all the time, like, hey, scan this QR code, see what happens. A lot of times, maybe a link's broken, there's a 404
Hmm.
error. What's that look like for me as a business owner? What's that look like for the consumer? You get frustrated. If
Yep.
there's directions on how to put something together and you scan a static QR code and it's no longer working,
Or you've printed a banner and it's no longer where you want to send people to, so now you need to reprint it.
you see them all the time. We see that all the time. If you go to like an expo or um, some networking, sometimes, like you're saying, you have that big banner that expands up. Maybe they have something taped over the top of it because they use a static QR code before. What 1QR, what we offer, there's no static. It's always going to work for you. It's going to be the most powerful QR code platform that you can implement, which in turn provides security for you. You control things at all time. Lots of tracking, lots of analytics available for you. What can go wrong as users? This is where we're coming here and saying, Think of the security of yourself when scanning for your business, for your consumers. There's a lot of things out there that are happening. There's malicious activity. Think about the emails that you've heard of that people are receiving that is from a bank. And it's like, scan the QR code or download this. Well, what's happening
Mhm.
is you're downloading malware, you're scanning to get something on your device that's going to steal your information. We're seeing people putting fake QR codes over real ones. A lot of that is in signage, and we're here to inform you and educate you on what to scan, what not to scan, what to advance through, and just really keeping yourself safe, like we're saying.
Yeah, that was me before my hair turned gray.
That was spoofing brands. We'll talk about it. I mean, having a QR code platform that's reputable, something that shows, there's security in it, that you can feel comfortable utilizing it. People can feel comfortable scanning it. It's not something that is just a black and white square with no information around it and why they should scan. So it's being able to spot those red flags. There's no context around it. Why would I scan this? We want to be able to say, you need to tell people why they need to scan. What is their call to action? Are they scanning this for property information? Are they scanning this for ABC company services? Are they scanning this to text you, contact you, whatever? If those types of things aren't accompanying a QR code, throw up your red flags. Maybe not scan it. Maybe not advance through on the link that's presented to you. If there's no explanation of where it's going, I wouldn't be scanning it. I wouldn't be using it.
Well, also branding, right? The ability to put your brand inside, a picture inside, something that says, "I made this." Right? This is something that I know where this goes because I can see that my logo's in there. Right? I think that gives you another added layer of security or comfortability when you're scanning.
Right? Just not adding a QR code to what you do for the sake of having a QR code. Having something that really does fit your brand, your color scheme, that makes it feel like it's part of your package, that it's a solution that you're using in your business in marketing, that people become more accustomed and more feel more secure when they're scanning the QR code. There's things to spot when you do scan a QR code. All of our phones are enabled with the scanning features from our camera lenses. Every time you scan a QR code, there's going to be a link at the bottom that's essentially the hyperlink saying, yes, take me here. If it looks off, if it looks like some weird characters and numbers, don't push the button. It makes me think
So
my daughter has a book on don't push the button. It's like, if you do this, this is, we're warning you, don't push the button. But if you do, it's upon
right, we're
you.
starting them young. Yep.
Yeah. So making sure that things are secure. What we provide in our platform is we check against every link that's put in as a destination and QR code. And if you're trying to put in something malicious, you're trying to be a bad actor, our platform won't even let you put it on. So you can't even create the QR code for something like that. Just making sure that we think of that for you as a user, you're not going to be able to do it, or for people scanning your QR codes, you're keeping them safe. Risks that businesses face, um, you get vandalism. I've seen that happen where someone sees a QR code and they mark all over it, they scratch it up, they try to make it so it's not readable. Um, there's what's called course correction, or there's a lens correction in QR codes. There's a good portion. we've seen where you can scratch out these little dots and they'd still work. So you're able to do um, make sure that your QR codes are working, especially if you spent a lot of money on some signage updating. You have the understanding that one QR's QR codes, they can take a lot of wear and tear and will still work for you. Vandalism's something that will just run across. It happens. It's a shame that it does, but it does. The static QR
Well, but
codes.
I think too that if you have a sign that's in a very hot popular area, one of the nice things about one QR is the notifications. So if
Right.
all of a sudden you notice that you're not getting notifications where you have been in the past,
Mhm.
that's something I would go check. Go look and see if someone has done something with your QR code. Because if it's not working, you're gonna know pretty quickly and be able to go course correct that.
Mhm. I've seen where, maybe someone has a a large sign. It's got the QR code on it, and where it has been vandalized. There's ways that you can adjust that. You can reprint either the sign, or you just reprint the QR code from a laminate sticker that you can put right over the top of it. Granted, we just talked about stickers over the top of other QR codes, but you can't mimic a lot of the design. You're going to continue to build awareness, reputability by having that QR code be designed and looked exactly like the one that was there before. Some of the risks also we've talked about are links not being not being active anymore. Having a QR code that's going to a certain location that I want to change. Lots of platforms out there don't allow you to do it. That's what our static, secure platform allows you to do. I could have this QR code going to our website, and without you even knowing it, I could switch it to my contact information. I could switch it to any social handles. I could switch it to our version of a LinkedIn Hub page. That's everything about one QR, everything about me, everything about our socials. And you get to be in control in that. So that's where we want to get that information out there to all small business, medium business, large business owners that say, hey, we've implemented QR codes, but things have changed and they're not working. You need to make sure that you have a platform that does work for you. I've talked with some companies. It's like, yeah, we have all inclusive marketing. We get everything done for us in house. They take care of it, but they don't do our QR codes. They don't do our social media. They don't do like it. That just starts compounding everything that they don't do, which makes me think, why why aren't you using something that can be so beneficial and powerful for you in just getting that information out there? And it's with a dynamic, secure QR code. In the way people consume information anymore, Kathy, it's like
The one
instant.
small thing, right?
The one small thing. Do the small things, the big things will take care of yourself. I know that's something we've been talking about that you'll probably, well, you will see more from us. Like these are small things, but they can make massive impacts in your business. So you got to protect your business in smart ways using a dynamic QR code from a platform that's reputable, that you can design, you control, you get the analytics, you understand what's working, what's not. You can deduce if something's not working, what the reason might be, and adjust the destination to something else. If we're not getting a lot of scans, maybe it's based on where we're placing it. Is it visible for people to get access to it? If we're getting a lot of scans, but there's no action happening after that, maybe it's based on where you have the QR code going to.
Yep.
There's so much that readily available to you to make those decisions on when to adjust your marketing, your QR code.
Even
Understanding
just being able to work, like you were saying earlier about your marketing department, if they aren't helping you with your QR codes and you're having to supply them, is the same thing I was just doing yesterday. I was making some marketing materials, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have the actual material ready yet, but I know I'm going to put a QR code to it. So I made the QR code, started printing that up, and I can go make the marketing material myself, after the print is done. So, make it easier for your marketing people.
we see one QR being implemented in real estate, and realtors are like, well, I know I'm going to get a listing. I know something's coming soon. I know I'm here towards the end of the year where we're doing our business planning. Maybe we need to get new signage. We're doing a brand redesign, whatever. It's giving you the ability where it's like, hey, I know I can get this QR code and I can get that ready to print, and I can make it go to my website right now. But once that home's listed, you better bet I have that listed site as the destination in the QR code. And I feel comfortable because I know I did that early on. I took care of the small thing early on. And
Yep.
now I'm getting the information accessible to people who are interested when they're just walking by the home. I'm making it easily available for them to do that.
Yep.
What we want to encourage people to think about is when you're implementing QR codes, yes, it needs to be reputable. Yes, it needs to be secure for you, needs to be brandable, secure for people consuming it. And this is why we're doing these types of webinars to help you strategize and think, why would I implement QR code marketing? Well, it's the fastest way for someone to get the information at their exact point of interest, whether you're sending postcards or someone's driving by a sign or there's a fleet vehicle out there. At that point of interest, that person can take action on it. What are our biggest competitions out there? It's not other people. It's not other things in the marketplace. It's attention. And people's
Mhm.
attention, if they want to do something at that time, they'll do it. If you allow them to get that information at that time, great. They're not going to remember the company. They're not going to remember the phone number. They're not going to remember your name. Make it easy for yourself. It's
Yep.
very simple to implement. We're exploring some really cool things with AI. AI is hot. I think there's a lot happening with AI that should not so much give us concern, but should make us aware of the value that you have in your business, that your websites have, your information. There's things that are changing that you're not going to be as searchable. So make it simple for someone, again, when they're interested to get that information. Our community, it's a fun one that keeps growing, expanding. We're constantly thinking of a multitude of ways of using QR codes in business, the different types of destinations that you want to be able to control when people are scanning, understanding that you can adjust that again whenever. Um, you can join our community. You can get insights on this industry. Like Kathy, what's crazy is a few years ago when we launched One QR, it was a $8 billion industry. And when doing the research, like, should this be the solution to be bringing? It was like, this is going to be a $300 billion industry by 2030, which tells us that it's more acceptable. More people are scanning. People are looking for information that way. Again, people aren't going to call, text, email. They want to do the information gathering themselves. And if you don't make it available for them, you're going to become irrelevant. And it's
They're gonna find somebody else's. Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
they're, they're going to work with somebody else.
Yep.
Like, think about if your neighbor is doing like a furnace clean or an air duct clean, and you need to do the same. It's been way too long. And there's a vehicle setting out there with QR code to scan and schedule or get a quote. That company's marketing correctly compared to the exact same type of service setting there, pull out of my garage, look over. Oh, yeah, we need to do that. They didn't make it easy because, again, I'm not going to remember the phone number. I'm not going to remember the company. But if I had, yeah, I can even take a picture of it, but it's still the
Yep. That's what I was
friction
just gonna say.
of typing in the phone number or going to the website. Like, just make it simple. That's where we're at. Why are fast food restaurants so successful? They're convenient. They make it quick. You can drive through. The same thing. It applies to QR codes. It's simple. I can scan. I can get the information that I want and that you want as the business owner for them to get.
Yep.
We've got our social platforms. We're growing more. We actually had a discussion prior to this, like volume, more and more. People want to know, why would I use this? How would I use this? Where do I put it? What's the benefit? What's the value? There's so much available. There's so much to be put on these platforms for you to consume that we're just happy we have them.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, between that and our community, I mean, you're gonna find a lot of information if you're just looking to start to dive down how to use QR codes. I mean, you're not going to be lacking information, that's for sure.
and maybe you're thinking, well, why would I do this? Why would I do QR code marketing? The question is, why not? Especially if we're looking and saying, this is how the millennials, the Gen Zers are consuming information. Like, people won't do the things that used to be done 20 years ago, 10 years ago, heck, 2 years ago. They're not going to text. They're not going to call unless they do have that direct personal relationship with you. But if I'm gathering leads through a QR code because I've got something listed or I've got a service and people are interested in it, that's an interactive way of gathering leads. They never had to call me. They never had to go to the website. They just scanned the QR code and got the information that they needed to make the decision that they wanted. Like, I wanted to buy that. Make it simple for them. So, as an offer, try it out. We've got a few different packages. We've got a plus, a pro, an unlimited. We've got a free. If you want to just try it out for free, go ahead and do it. But if you want to say, hey, I want to see the full value of what can be done with QR code marketing, that as soon as I get it on something from a sign to a postcard to my storefront, you're going to start getting scans. It happens. It's not a question of if, it might be a question of when, but it's going to happen. Try it out for 45 days. Get all the bells and whistles and see what it can do for you. We've got a lot of people that try it out and they're like, hey, I'm going to use it in this and see what happens. It's like, oh, wow, there was a lot that came from this. Now let's do it on the next thing. Now let's do it on multiple things. And that's the volume. That's the increase in exposure. It's what one QR is going to bring to you. If you have any questions at all, We've got a very active support desk. We'll get back to you. That is either you can scan the QR code or you can go to oneqr.com/support, or you can email support@oneqr.com. If you get questions, comments, we even have a community where you can make suggestions. Hey, it'd be awesome if whatever. We'll read those, we review those monthly. And if it makes sense to have that because there's more questions or more comments coming in on can it do this, can it do this, can it do this? And if it can't at that time, we'll have that discussion, and there's a good chance that it can at a later date. So, Kathy, it's fun. It was fairly quick. Hopefully, it was painless for everyone on their end. Like, security shouldn't be something you overlook, and you need to make sure that you take care of yourself as a business, you take care of your consumers, you build that brand, that reputation, and OneQR is essentially your partner in doing the exact same thing for you. So that's what we got for you. Kathy and myself. Kathy, you have anything to leave with anybody?
I think that's good. Go check out all the socials. Like I said, there's plenty of information if you have questions on QR codes.
Well, we appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Kathy. Keep a lookout. You can go over to our website, oneqr.com. We probably have a QR code where you could scan that as well. And check out some of the upcoming events that we have. We'll be running a specific one here for real estate. I believe that's next week, where it's a new series that we've started. It's called Launch and Learn. And we're going to sit down and say, this is how you create QR code. This is how you brand it so it's yours. This is how you download it and get it implemented into your business so you can get that exposure that you're looking for. So we've got quite a few of those series events coming up leading into 2026. So thank you again for joining us. We won't continue to sit here and say thank you, but have a good one. Take care.